Hello, my friend, and welcome to Pro Wrestling Daily. My name is Aaron Machbitz. People are mad at The Rock. We haven't seen John Cena and forever, so the internet wrestling community is pissed about WrestleMania 41, and they still think it's going to suck. Not here, not at Pro Wrestling Daily. We're positive. Yes, we will critique certain things in an honest way, but we are excited to talk about wrestling. We are excited about watching wrestling, and we are excited about the road to WrestleMania. And speaking of excitement, we may potentially have this monumental clash at WrestleMania 41, which could see Finn Balor versus AJ Styles. Yes, they've wrestled before, and some people are less than excited about that match because some of their other previous encounters have been subpar. But I think this first time ever WrestleMania match obviously would be amazing. I mean, we have two former leaders of the Bullet Club, so you have that sort of history there. Yes, they've been in the company for a while together. They're two of the best wrestlers on the planet, and I think an AJ Styles Finn Balor match would be awesome. Now, what do I prefer? I prefer a big-time, intense feud of AJ Styles and Braun Breaker. I mean, we saw a little bit of their interaction on the most recent episode of Monday Night Raw, where, AJ Styles catches that shirt. I mean, big-time aura right there from AJ Styles, who's just an absolute stud, even at like 48 years old, is still just an absolute beast. And we know Braun Breaker, I mean, his most historic moment came at the Royal Rumble when he speared that streamer guy, Speed, I think his name was. Perfect name for Speed, to use Braun Breaker's speed to actually absolutely destroy him. And so it's rumored that we might see Finn Balor versus AJ Styles, which in and of itself would be an amazing match. Again, two of the best wrestlers in the world. We can be excited about that encounter. But I think what the fans really want, and I think that's an honest interpretation of what they want is, and what I want is, a Braun Breaker AJ Styles. I think that elevates Braun Breaker, gives him a chance to work with one of the best wrestlers that's ever lived, and obviously the Intercontinental title is on the line. AJ Styles could win that. We could see Braun Breaker defeat AJ Styles and really start to elevate himself as one of the best in WWE, as I think in 2025, Braun Breaker will completely, break out, and then maybe in 2026, he becomes a world champion. So we have that to look forward to for WrestleMania 41, but again, people are pissed at The Rock. We haven't seen John Cena in a while, so things are just a lot of tension here going into WrestleMania 41, but there's still tons and tons of stuff to be excited about. Another thing potentially to be excited about is this family feud we might have going on of Solo, Sikoa, and Jacob Fatur. Right now, Jacob Fatur is probably the hottest wrestler on the SmackDown brand. His promos, his matches, his aura, the way he moves, everything. People are just fired up about every little thing he does. And Solo is probably one of the most improved performers on the roster. And so seeing them start to build this tension towards this big-time family feud, bloodline type match at WrestleMania could be awesome. And I don't think it should be just a regular match. I mean, I don't know what sort of stipulation matches we have at WrestleMania 41 yet, but this should definitely be one of those. Maybe I Quit, Last Man Standing, Steel Cage, Hell in a Cell, something cool like that to really intensify and put a stamp on how intense this feud could actually get based on what they do between now and WrestleMania 41. So I'm into this match. I've been thinking about, since I heard this news and this rumor, who should potentially win this match, because both guys are new in their careers, in their roles. Solo but most recently lost to Roman Reigns on the debut episode of Netflix. So that sort of decreased his stock a little bit, sort of put him in limbo about, where he's heading in his career. Jacob Fatur has been on fire since that happened, since he's been doing his promos, since he's been doing his matches, since people have been given the full opportunity to see the full range of his talent. And so I think, honestly, I don't think Solo is a future world champion. I just don't think that's the case. I think he's a good, solid performer that's going to float around for a while, but I think potentially the best work he ever did was the bloodline and all of that stuff. And now, who knows what's going to happen? I mean, maybe if The Rock comes back at some point, which people are pissed about, and then there's a feud there with Roman, and then they bring all of the bloodline back together, that could re-elevate or reignite his career. But I think this match might be the biggest one he has I don't really know where you go from here with him, but I'm sure WWE has plans, so they're better at it than I am. But I think you put Jacob Fatu over at WrestleMania 41, and then he gets elevated into that sort of, main event picture potentially moving forward, because they've also teased a little Cody Rhodes, Jacob Fatu, and people seem really, really excited about that. And so I think, along with Chad Gable, along with Braun Breaker, and Jacob Fatu, those are sort of my three guys to really break out in 2025. Maybe hold championships, but really this year is where they stand out, break out, and then maybe blast through that ceiling in 2026. So I'd be very excited about this match, and I think the internet wrestling community should be very excited about this match and change their tone about WrestleMania 41, because it's going to be amazing. I mean, some of these just individual matches that we've had been rumored or predicted or might happen should get us all excited. It's amazing. That's the whole point of wrestling. Again, is to be excited about watching the thing. It's beautiful. It's awesome. It's a great entertainment, and we all love it. That's why we talk about it so much, so we might as well just enjoy the thing. And speaking about one of the best to ever do it, HBK, Shawn Michaels, has been rumored-ish through the pipeline, potentially, to be willing to have one or two more matches. HBK, Shawn Michaels, two-time Hall of Famer, in my Mount Rushmore. Who else is in my Mount Rushmore, you might ask? Well, I have John Cena, Shawn Michaels, Randy Orton, and Macho Man Randy Savage. That is my Mount Rushmore out of everyone in history. Very hard to decide. Out of every wrestler in history, obviously I didn't have Stone Cold Steve Austin or The Rock or Triple H or all these guys that are amazing, or Ric Flair, or whatever the case may be. But those are my four guys. Yes, I might be biased because I like watching those guys and have more respect, whatever it is. But it's Randy Orton, Shawn Michaels, Randy Savage, and John Cena. Boom. And so when I hear HBK might be coming back for one or two more matches, the Heartbreak Kid gets me just fired up. Now you think, who would those matches be against? Ooh, that's an interesting question. That's a very, very interesting question. I mean, I'd love to see him versus AJ Styles. I think that would be awesome. I mean, AJ Styles is like 48, Shawn Michaels is 59. And I'd love to see him versus Kevin Owens. I don't know why those two names popped into my mind. Maybe Shawn Michaels wants to wrestle guys from his NXT brand because he's the one producing all of that content and doing an amazing job there. So maybe he wants to come back for that. Maybe he wants to come back to, put John Cena away, or maybe no, it's not going to happen this year, obviously. That is fantasy. That's fantasy for sure. Or maybe, he wants to go toe-to-toe again with Randy Orton, or he wants to lock back in with CM Punk. That would be cool. But I would go AJ Styles and Kevin Owens. I mean, those guys are just on my brain. So maybe if I think about it a little bit more, look through the whole roster and who might mesh really well with the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, to have those one or two matches, that would be amazing. And so, just one more thing before I let you go. If you love wrestling, be excited about it. It's okay to be excited about it. It's okay to talk about your excitement. It's okay to share your excitement. And it's okay to say, I'm fucking excited about wrestling, about WWE, about WrestleMania 41. It's awesome. I'm excited. Fire me up. Thank you. Comment below. Anything else you have, thoughts, comments, questions, concerns, rumors, predictions, whatever you think, agree, disagree, let me hear in the comments below. I want to hear from you. I want to grow this channel together with you, so make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and share this with every single wrestling fan you know on the planet, so Pro Wrestling Daily becomes their source for wrestling news and reactions on the daily. Thank you. Cheers. See you next time.